Hello and welcome back to Brickmakers Lane. As you can see from the video, plenty has happened since I last posted on here, so let's do a bit of a run through. All of the track was sprayed at the end of October. In the main, it's been done with Humbrol khaki paint, which seems to match colour photos I can find of the area around Stewart's Lane in the 60s. But in the loco yard here, I've used weathered black to make that a little bit more like the grimy colour it will be. And if you can see here, the electric shed has all been done with rust colour to try to suggest that that's a little bit more modern than the rest of it. And when it comes to ballasting, that area will be done in fairly clean grey ballast, the loco yard in some sort of dark grey mix. And on the rest of the main lines, or the lower ones particularly, I haven't done the upper ones yet, which I'll come to. The lower main lines have been ballasted with a mix of 4 bags of Woodland Scenic's fine ballast, 2 brown, 1 dark brown and a dark grey. And that's gone fairly well. All of the track works after ballasting it, so I'm quite pleased with that. The carriage sidings, as you can see here, they were only finished yesterday. They have a mix of 50% of that mix I've just described, plus 50% of cement, which then gives it a bit more filled in look, so it's a bit more well used, which hopefully will represent the prototype a little bit better. The inside of the carriage shed, I've just literally put in some pieces of card there to start off the detailing of that, which would have had a concrete floor. The viaduct in the background is a first go at doing a semi-elliptical arch pattern on the cricket machine. It's come out fairly well. I've done a little test panel of a complete viaduct arch, which seems to work well, so I think I can get on with that once I get a laser printer, so I can actually print the brick paper off onto something that's not going to dissolve into a mess once I get on with the ballasting on those upper lines, which can only really be done once the viaduct is in place. The goods yard is now largely finished in terms of ballasting. Perhaps needs a little bit more weathering in places and a little bit of difference for some of the sidings. I've started putting down some card and some edgings to start suggesting the roadways in the depot. And at this end, the first bridge is starting to be done. It's a bit of a test, this one. I've had to slew the inner tracks a little bit to get 2 girders in there, because it will be 2 separate bridges as if it's 2 separate lines. So I'm quite pleased with that. I'm scratch building all of the girders and abutments. As you can see, the embankments have been given a coat of scenic mix. This was done before the ballasting, and in an attempt to try to keep all of the loose bits and pieces out of the ballast once it gets done. Some success in that. It needs a little bit of overdoing. A couple of patches here. This area here within the wall is going to be some sort of builder's yard in the gap, be fed by a road from underneath the viaduct. And the rest of the layout I think is largely as I showed on the last video. One last little thing here, the back scene here is a temporary one painted with some suitably coloured paint on a bit of lining paper to see if I prefer that or a photographic background, and I think I'm tending towards the latter. Just got to get that one worked out. So things have moved on. It's still going. There's plenty to do. It's quite enjoyable at the moment, so that's something to be pleased with. So I'll put another update on here when things have moved in a bit further. Thank you.